Hello and welcome to the Dual Language Immersion Orientation webinar for the Encinitas Union School District. I'm Jennifer Bond and I'm the Director of Curriculum Instruction and Accountability, and it's my pleasure to share this wonderful program with you. During this presentation, I will share information about our Dual Language Immersion program, the application process, policies and regulations as a DLI family, and answers to frequently asked questions. We have a number of district and school staff who are available to support you with any questions you have regarding the Dual Language Immersion program or application and lottery process. Again, I'm Jennifer Bond at the district office, and you can reach out to me with any questions you have about DLI programming and curriculum needs, assessment, overall instructional programming. Amy Leone, also at the district office, can support you with enrollment procedures and questions in terms of your application. Our school DLI teams are also available to support you. At Paul-Ecke Central, we have Principal Wes Seacrest, Nancy Martinez, the office manager, and Jackie Nino, and all three of them are Spanish speakers. And at Capri Elementary School, we have Principal Stacy Crum, Office Manager Lori Underwood, and Secretary Claudia Felix, and Claudia is a Spanish speaker. Not only will your child be participating in a rigorous academic education as a part of our DLI program, but they also will leave bilingual in English and Spanish, and there are amazing benefits of being bilingual. Dr. Catherine Lindholm Leary has worked with two-way immersion and other bilingual programs for the past 25 years. She has the most comprehensive longitudinal data on bilingual students. Her research suggests that bilingualism is good for the brain. Some of the benefits include increased concentration, sharper cognition, improved memory, and better decision-making skills. So what is dual language immersion? Dual language immersion programs use two languages, and in our district it's Spanish and English, for literacy and content instruction. The program begins in kindergarten and continues through the 6th grade. The program is comprised of a fairly equal number of native English speakers to native Spanish speakers. There are 3 goals to DLI programs: bilingualism, biliteracy, and multicultural appreciation. The goals for the DLI programs are for students to develop high levels of language proficiency and literacy in both Spanish and English, to demonstrate high levels of academic achievement, and to develop an appreciation for and an understanding of diverse cultures. The transfer process helps students to become bilingual. Transfer is when the knowledge learned in one language paves the way for knowledge acquisition in the second language. For example, once a student learns to read in Spanish, they're able to use those same strategies to help them with learning English. The additive bilingual environment in the DLI program is beneficial for students who are native Spanish speakers and native English speakers. For students who are dominant Spanish speakers, they will first develop their Spanish language abilities, which then makes them stronger English speakers as they learn English. And for students who are English dominant speakers, they will more easily acquire the Spanish language through a supported immersion experience. In kindergarten, we start with the 90-10 model, which means 90% of instruction is done in Spanish and 10% is done in English. Each year, the time immersed in English instruction is increased by 10%. By 4th grade, half of the day students are taught in English and the other half of the day is in Spanish. On this slide, you can see the progression of the decrease in Spanish and the increase in English as students move through the grades. And again, in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, it becomes 50-50, where half of the day instruction is taught in English and the other half is in Spanish. In addition to the language continuum, an important component of our program is that 50% of our students are English dominant and the other 50% are Spanish dominant speakers. The reason for this is to ensure that we have student language models in both English and Spanish. When enrolling in the DLI program, it's important to understand that the Dual Language Immersion program is a 7-year commitment. A language takes 5 to 7 years to develop at near native fluency. While you see a great deal of growth early on, this does not indicate that your child is bilingual or biliterate yet. Consistent student attendance and parental support are critical to the success of our students in the DLI program. Students will also be able to continue dual language immersion at DeGaino Middle School. So what challenges might await you as a new DLI family? Well, think of a time you have been in a place where another language was being spoken. Students may initially be confused with the immersion in Spanish, but our teachers are professionally trained to support language acquisition. Continue to encourage your child and know they may take a couple of weeks to adjust to being taught in Spanish. Some typical behaviors your child may display include a silent period or acting out in frustration. It is important to note that it can take up to 2 months for students to adjust to the teacher speaking in Spanish. Patience and trust in the program is a must. Your child will be successful. Again, students in our DLI program will have opportunities to continue learning Spanish and English in their middle school years. And as mentioned earlier in the presentation, the goals of our DLI program are for students to develop high levels of language proficiency and literacy in both Spanish and English, and to demonstrate high levels of academic achievement. We've coordinated with the middle school to ensure that students have continued opportunities to learn in both languages. Students can continue in DLI at DeGaino Middle School. The school offers Spanish instruction in U.S. history and social science. Students can also enroll in Spanish elective. In high school, students can test into Spanish 3 and 4. They also have the opportunity to take the AP test. If they pass, they receive college credits. The Pathway to Biliteracy Award honors students who by the end of 6th grade have demonstrated a commitment to becoming biliterate and who have reached a certain degree of proficiency in both English and Spanish. In high school, the Seal of Biliteracy will be awarded to 12th grade students who demonstrate proficiency in English and Spanish. This award is a seal placed on the student's diploma and noted in the transcript. Now that you understand the goals of the program and components of DLI, let's talk about next steps. In this next section, I will explain the application and lottery process. This graph illustrates lottery pools for both Spanish dominant and English dominant students. Each pool will include 70% of students who reside in the Paul Eckie and Capri attendance boundaries, and 30% of students who attend other EUSD schools. Again, students who live in the Paul Eckie and Capri attendance areas will comprise 70% of the DLI enrollment. Students who live in the rest of EUSD's attendance area will comprise 30% of the DLI enrollment. Everyone must view this webinar to apply, and students must have completed their kinder enrollment by March 25th. It is important to indicate your first and second choice for school site on the DLI application. Choosing 2 schools increases your opportunities for being selected. If you currently have a student enrolled in DLI, younger siblings will have priority. If your student is Spanish dominant, they will need to take the assessment, even though they have a sibling. Again, if you only put 1 school choice down, you will have half the chances of getting in. If you put both schools as your choice, you must accept whichever school placement you receive. If you decline an offer of placement, your child will be removed from the waiting list. In terms of assessments, in order to qualify entry into the Spanish Dominant Lottery, the child must take an oral language assessment to measure Spanish language proficiency. When you indicate on the application that your child is Spanish dominant, you will be sent a link to sign up for the Spanish assessment. Spanish assessments will take place the week of March 21st. Plan for a 20-minute Zoom appointment to complete the assessment. And again, once you indicate that your child is Spanish dominant on the application, we will reach out to you with a link to sign up for that Zoom appointment for the Spanish language assessment. Information regarding the lottery process. All kindergarten registration materials must be completed online by March 25th. The DLI application, which will be linked in this webinar, needs to be submitted after viewing this webinar by March 15th. Any incomplete registration or non-assessed students will be disqualified from the lottery. And again, Spanish dominant students are the ones that will need to participate in that assessment. The lottery will take place on April 15th. Parents and caregivers will be notified of the lottery results in May through U.S. mail. If you receive a letter saying your child has been admitted, you will be required to sign the letter of acceptance by May 15th. If your child is on the wait list, the letter will indicate the school and your child's number on the wait list. We will have two wait lists, one for dominant English speakers and one for dominant Spanish speakers. More information about the waitlist. Waitlisted students may enter the program during the kindergarten year as space becomes available and depending on language assessment results. Remember, we always strive to maintain a 50-50 ratio in our classrooms, meaning 50 English dominant speaking students and 50% Spanish dominant speaking students. Students who enroll at Capri or Paul Leckie in kindergarten and are Spanish dominant may be placed over the EUSD DLI waitlisted students. The same assessment protocol will apply. Policies and regulations. Students must remain in good standing with attendance, tardies, and behavior policies. Transferring between school sites will be determined on a case-by-case basis, and parent participation is necessary for student success. Please visit our Frequently Asked Questions document at this web address for more information on the DLI program and application process. You should also use this link to apply for our DLI program. Remember, applications are due by March 15th. And again, if your child is a fluent Spanish speaker and you would like your child assessed for the Spanish dominant pool, you will indicate this on the application and you will be sent a link to sign up for the assessment. Again, if you have any questions regarding the DLI program or enrollment process, feel free to reach out to either of our DLI school sites or to our district office, myself, Jennifer Bond, or Amy Leone, who is our district enrollment specialist. Thank you again for watching this webinar.